All right, and we are live. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All righty. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let me check something really quickly. All right, we should be good. I think we're good to go. Alrighty, I think we are good to go. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Alrighty. Alrighty. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. What's going on, guys? If you guys are brand new here, my name is Oborrok. I'm known as the White Wolf. My community is known as the Galactic Wolf Pack. Everything we do is about positivity. Everything we do is about positivity. Our foundation is built off of positivity. There is no judgment. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's loved. We hang out, we vibe, we chill, we play a bunch of different games. And now we're doing a podcast. We've been doing this podcast for 9 weeks now. Today is our 9th episode. We do this every single Friday, 1:30 p.m. PDT here on YouTube. And then roughly on Saturdays or maybe Sundays, we drop the episode on Spotify as well. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Welcome in, guys. What's going on? Yo, everyone in the live experience here on YouTube, watching this live. What's going on, Rise? What is going on, my boy L? What's going on, Sydney? Mama Wolf, our guest today, Pattihealthyfitness, is also in the chat as well. She's literally right next to me. But what's going on as well? How you doing? What's going on, Mama Wolf? Hello. All righty. Okay. Yo, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully everybody's been having a wonderful Friday so far. Hopefully everybody's been having a great week. Also, man, I do hope so. Do you guys got any cool plans for the weekend? You guys chilling, hanging out, vibing? Are there any new games coming out you guys are excited for? Movies? Talk to me, man. Talk to me. All right. Yeah, TGI Friday. Hey, Mom. We have wonderful TGI Fridays. My mom and I, we like shoot movie quotes at each other all the time, like constantly, man. Literally, like she'll say a movie quote and then I'll reply with another movie quote or like, you know what I mean? Like it's a movie quote from that same movie that she's quoting or like a different one. We do that all the time, man. So they have wonderful TGI Fridays. That's from Deadpool. That's the first Deadpool. Yeah, that's the first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the first Deadpool. Alrighty, man. Okay. All right, man. All right. So week nine, baby. It's crazy to think we are 9 weeks into this, man. 9 episodes into this already, dude. Absolutely freaking wild. Absolutely freaking crazy. We are going to be talking about the many faces of paint. So we are going to be talking about our experience with cosplay. We started this back in 2020. We've been doing this for 3 years now. We got some really cool stuff coming up for this year. We've already done some pretty cool stuff this year. And we've done a lot of really cool stuff over the years that we're going to get into. We're going to talk about the troubles, the struggles. We're going to talk about the funny moments. We're going to talk about a lot of really cool stuff, man. So please stay tuned. And Wolfpack, please make sure you guys are hydrating, drink lots of water, and get ready, man. Get ready. So here we go. Alrighty. Now, we do also stream on Kick. We have integrated Twitch as well. We did used to stream on Twitch, but then we took a 2-month break and we went fully to Kick. But now every Sunday we have brought back Twitch as well. If you guys would like to be a part of the streams where we stream gameplay, we play some Fortnite. We'll be playing some Fortnite later tonight on Kick. But if you guys want to be a part of the streams where we are hanging out playing Fortnite, The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077, maybe some Diablo 4, or any new games that are coming out, then those are linked in the description down below. If you guys want to check out the Kick, then we stream every single... Now, we were also streaming on Sundays, but now that is changed to Twitch. But so if you want to know the schedule for Kick and you'd like to be a part of those streams, then every single Monday and Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. PDT, we stream on Kick. Gameplay, hanging out with the community, vibing out. And then every Friday, so today at 5 p.m. PDT, so after the podcast, we go on and we do like a little evening stream, and we will be checking out the brand new Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 4 update. I did get to play one game early this morning, and I played one game. I got the dub. I got to record a couple of YouTube shorts as well, man. It was cool. It was really cool. I really like the season so far, man. I like the new stuff they added. I like the old stuff they unvolted. Some of the newer stuff that they had that they volted, I'm cool with as well. I'm definitely excited to keep playing it and grind out levels. And also, my goal this season is to hit like level 130, because if I hit level 130, overall, my entire account level will be like 2,000, because I'm at like 1,867 or something like that entirely on Fortnite. So if we get like 133 levels or something like that this season, then I will have 2,000 account levels on Fortnite, which is crazy. That's wild. That's a lot of levels, man. That's a lot of levels. Alrighty, but also if you guys do want to check out, so that is linked in the description down below. If you guys are on YouTube, if you are watching this once it is a VOD, hello from the past. I hope the future is treating you fantastically. But if you guys are watching this once it is a VOD, or if you are watching this live, then you can click on the description, scroll down a little bit, and then the Kick link, if you want to check out the gaming streams, is linked below if you want to check that out. But also, if you are listening on Spotify, yes, our podcast is on Spotify. Then if you want to check out the Kick, it is kick.com/Oborrok. So kick.com/OBORROK. If you would like to check that out. The same thing with the other socials. If you guys want to check out the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, any of those, most of those are linked below. Or if you are, again, listening on Spotify and you don't see any links or like buttons to click or anything like that, then all of those platforms are just the respective platform, and then at Oborrok, so OBORROK, if you would like to check those out, man. We do massively appreciate everybody that's been going over and checking out the other platforms. Thank you guys very much. Now, also, our guest today, Mama Wolf, our guest for 4 episodes now. We've had on Mama Wolf for 4 episodes now out of the 9 that we've done. And if you guys want to check out Mama Wolf, you guys would like to, well, Pattihealthyfitness, I call her Mama Wolf because she is known in the community as Mama Wolf. That's my mom. She do kind of actually be my mom. But Pattihealthyfitness is, you know, that's her that's what she's known as. So if you guys would like to check her out on her socials, check her out on YouTube or Instagram, those will also be linked in the description down below if you want to check that out. Alrighty, man. Also, really quickly, if you guys haven't already done so, please drop a like on this stream. And if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button, because they both do help out very, very much. We do these every single week, 1:30 p.m. PDT on YouTube. And then also, we are very active with short form content and long form content. We've got a lot of really cool stuff on the way as well. So if you guys are liking the content, please smack a like on it and drop a sub, because it does help out a lot and I massively appreciate it. But also, if you are listening on Spotify, please drop us a follow, and I can actually, if you guys are a part of the, live, and you would like to check out the Spotify, but you don't have a link to it, I can provide that right now. Right there, what I just posted in the live chat is a link to our Spotify, our link to the PAWCAST on Spotify. Alrighty, so if you guys do want to check that out, at least that link should work. It should work. I copied it straight from the PAWCAST Spotify. For me, it's not working. I hope it's working for you guys. If not, then I will go back and I will fix that. But if you guys would like to check out the Spotify, then it is PAWCAST, PAWCAST by Oborrok on Spotify. And if you guys, again, are already on Spotify listening to this and you guys haven't already done so, please drop us a rating on Spotify and leave us a follow, as it does help out very much, and we do massively, massively appreciate it. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get into this, man. This is gonna be really fun. Let's welcome in our guest, Mama Wolf, or also known as Pattihealthyfitness. Go, I gotta swap your seats here. I gotta swap your seats here. Here we go. Let me put this over here, and here we go.
All right. We'll have to say why we need. All right. Hi, everybody. I get the purple chair.
Came like fully prepared too, golly. You got like
I
all
did.
You got the
I did.
brushes.
Hi, everybody.
You got the brushes. You see, she's taking up all the screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here. I'm like, so guys, you know, I'm like way the freak off over
you're
here.
just as important, right?
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. I'm an old man, so I'm gonna need to look at the chat on my phone because
I don't have my glasses on, so hi, everybody.
my eyes are not good. My eyes are not good, man.
And I get the purple chair because if I sit in that one, we'd probably be filming some bloopers where I'd be on the ground.
What?
Because I don't do well in your chair. Like I've tried to sit in it before and it like rolls out from underneath me and I feel like I'd end up on the floor. So this is a good one. This one's safe.
You're in a rolling chair too.
I know.
What do you mean?
There's something about your chair. Like it just doesn't want to stay put. I don't know.
You just gotta be cracked at Fortnite, okay?
You just gotta be cracked at Fortnite. Okay, so I'm not cracked at chair sitting, maybe, I guess, huh?
Exactly.
Gamer chair sitting.
Ma'am, you are in a gaming chair. This is a lumbar support.
I think it's because it's purple. Maybe that's why it works for me.
I guess. I don't know, man. All
so
right.
did you have the socials for White Wolf cosplay? You have that in
know.
there?
Actually,
okay.
I need to provide that. I will go back and I will leave that in the comment section. So what Mama Wolf is talking about is she has a dedicated Instagram and YouTube channel. Specifically for the cosplay, we do different.
And a TikTok and a Facebook.
Well, all right, and a TikTok and a Facebook for the cosplays for different like little transitions we've done from like no makeup to being like fully in the makeup or like starting the process and then like as like the beat drops or whatever happens, you know, like we get like further into the cosplay. So if you guys want to check out any of those posts or reels or anything like that, then once this does become a VOD, I will leave that in the comment section. So be on the lookout for the comment section because I will provide the links to that down there. Alrighty.
And kind of basically had not done anything in them for a while because I was focused a lot on like my health journey and really trying to stay on the content with that, but I want to try to be able to stay on top of the cosplay even if we're not doing them.
Right.
To still be able to find content, recycle, you know, older content, add different things to it. And it's a little bit harder to do that, but being able to like show things we did. And so I think, you know, one of the things that we want to try to do moving forward is to try to take a lot more of what they call the B-roll. You know, because it's interesting. I'm learning so much about content creation, and it's amazing how when you think like if you're going to make a reel that you have to do like a transition or you have to do it like to that music. But if you have film and you film yourself like in the, you know, as the character or something, you can take those clips and then you could do B-roll to it to different like trending music and you could keep recycling those. And I realized that I'm doing that so much with the Patty Healthy Fitness. Like I'm using a lot of my clips over and over and over again because one particular clip really has a meaning to it. Right. It could be used in so many ways to show my journey. So I need to do that more with the cosplay so that I keep, you know, showing like what we're doing. But of course, you know, we don't do the cosplay every single day of the year because Obo doesn't want to shave.
Listen, I'm trying to actually finally grow out a beard, man.
I might have to start researching cosplays I can do of men that have beards and how like more Vikings or more things like that. I don't know. That maybe just figure out a way, or if they've got some kind of cool way to like cover that where I could paint it or something.
Oh man, we got to talk about the eyebrows, man.
Oh yes,
I got some Wookiees.
Oh yes,
I got some straight up Wookiees on my dome, like for real, dude.
So we really like look forward to you guys asking questions about the cosplay because there's always like funny things to talk about and. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do because we laugh so much when we're trying to make him become a character. And believe me, we've had some epic fails. We really have. So feel free to ask any questions. And again, like he said, those of you on Spotify that are listening, please drop a follow and a rating, like he said, good rating, hopefully. And, you know, feel free to reach out on social media with questions and ideas, or if there's any character you want to see, because I'm over time wanting to evolve and wanting to do more. So I'm definitely a beginner cosplayer. I don't really, you know, makeup. I don't consider myself an expert by any means. But according to Obo and to you guys who have been so kind in your comments, that I have really gotten better and better, which is so thank you for giving me this opportunity.
And I absolutely no, you've killed it. You've absolutely killed it. So no, 100%. Everybody that says the cosplay looks really good, they 100% mean it, because over time you've only gotten better and better, and you started out at a really good level as well.
Right.
You know, so you've constantly upgraded and turned the cosplay into something that has become a part of the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Got a little bit
Seriously.
more cracked at it, right?
You're absolutely cracked at Fortnite, my guy. You are cracked at Fortnite, my guy. Alrighty, but also, like Mama Wolf was saying, if you guys do want to leave a comment, a question, a story time of your own cosplay, or you know, makeup or anything like that.
When you saw at a convention
True.
or
Very
anything
true.
like that, because that stuff is really cool.
Then you can leave those in the comment section once this stream is a VOD. You can leave them in the live chat, a part of the live experience if you are here live. Again, everyone that is here live, thank you so much. Or if you're listening on Spotify, you can scroll down a little bit and then you can leave it in the Q&A section, and then I will comment on those. I'll reply to them, and we'd love to hear from you guys. So
Awesome.
Definitely feel free to comment on those. Tell us your stories or cool cosplays you guys would like to see us do. If you guys have been here for a little while, maybe some of your favorite cosplays we've done, anything like that, we would love to hear it. All right, but let's get into this. So, how you doing?
I'm doing really good.
You doing really good?
I got my nails done.
Yo, show it off, show it off.
Right. Can you see those?
So, Mama Wolf does a French
It's
manicure.
Yes, it's gel builder, so it makes them strong. But I prefer the French because it looks clean, and being a nurse, I like my nails to look clean. Although you know the colors are nice too, but I've always been very partial to.
Show off that bling bling, man. Show it off, man.
And I so many things.
You about to do the single ladies?
Yeah,
there you
single
go.
ladies. I needed to get them done almost like, I think it was like 3.5 weeks ago, so they're getting pretty bad. And it was one thing after another. You know, Obo and I are getting ready to go to my appointment, his appointment, and we go out, my car doesn't start. So it's just like when those things happen, you know, it's just life, right? It happens.
True. Life happens, tragedies strike, but you want to know what?
Yeah.
Every day we wake up is a blessing.
Yep.
100%.
Yep, exactly. And get to be doing this with you guys is really cool.
Absolutely. Also, by the way, Ice Wizard / Shadow Snake. What's going on? How you doing?
That is the coolest name
Welcome.
ever.
Welcome. I love that name. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello. So what is going on, Rise? What's going on, L, Sydney, Mama Wolf? Of course, you're right next to me, but you're also in the chat.
Yep.
Ice Wizard as well. Thank you guys for hopping in here. We appreciate you very much, man. Sydney says, I just watched your Victory Umbrella short, and it reminded me I forgot to finish the Battle Pass. Yo, we're gonna get it this time though. We're gonna get this Battle Pass. I assure you, we got this. This new season, I'm probably gonna be playing a lot more because I really like what they've had, like what they added. I really like what they added. I really liked what they unvaulted, what they vaulted. So we'll definitely be playing it a lot. So I mean, if you're available, you know, we'll play some games. We'll have fun. It'll be a good time, and hopefully we can finish the Battle Passes. Alrighty. Okay. All right. So let's get into this, man. Let's get this. Yeah. See, I need to get a new one of those.
It's very cool.
Let me. Well, this is a little like wrist guard. This right here is like a little wrist guard. It's like a little gel wrist guard. I just put it here because when I'm using my mouse, right? I have a wooden desk, and it has like a really like kind of sharp edge that like, you know, it stops off at, and my wrist hits that area every time. So I had to get like a little gel like cover for my wrist because I noticed my wrist was starting to hurt pretty bad when I was like sitting gaming for a little while.
Starting to tear.
Yeah, I've had it for probably 2 years. I need to get a new one because it's starting to tear. It's starting to get a tear in it.
If you're ever stressed, boy, this feels like a stress thing, right? You just sit
Yeah.
here and do that, and that's really cool.
No, I saw this funny I saw this funny video. This guy was working in like a cubicle, and he was like really stressed out. Like his boss just came after him, and he was like, "Yo, you know, da da whatever." And he just grabbed the stress ball, and he's just like heavily like
Yeah.
hyperventilating, and he's just like squeezing this stress ball. I was like, "That's hey man." I was like, I get it, I understand, man. Alrighty.
You got those, right?
Yes, no, I do have those.
All right, cool.
I do have those indeed. Alrighty, so again, if you guys have any questions, man, we'd love to hear them. But let's get into this. So we, by the way, hopefully you guys can hear us well. Hopefully you can hear both Mama Wolf and I well. Hopefully you guys can see us good on YouTube. Hopefully everything is good. There's no echo, no issues with the audio or the visuals. Hopefully everything is good. And again, hopefully everybody is having a wonderful day. It's great to see you guys, man. Thank you for joining us. Alrighty, so Mama Wolf, we started this back in 2020.
We did.
Why?
Why did we?
Yeah, why
You
did
know
we
what?
why did we start, man?
Okay, well, I mean, obviously, all you guys know the story of why he came back to streaming after the dog attack. There's going to be some of you listening for the first time that don't know about that story. So it can be like real brief about it, but Obo had a dog and came home from work, and he was blind for sure in one eye, but maybe in the other one, and his behavior was just really, really weird. And Mastiff, right? Great dogs. Some of them, biters. It happens. But he just, I don't know. He was kind of acting weird that day, and then Obo came home and was like trying to like talk to him, like, what have you been doing or something. And within like a split second, he just went for like his throat and like bit him several times, and fortunately didn't hold on. But you can imagine, like, next thing I know, and I'm right there in the room, next thing I know, Obo's over in the kitchen with his hands like this, and I don't need to describe the scene, but it was very scary. So took some time off of work, obviously, to heal physically and emotionally. And it was a really difficult time, and he came back to streaming.
Which at that point I had not streamed in probably like a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Up until that point.
And came back, and it was just really a saving grace, I think, for him. Just building this wolf pack, building everything, people coming, and I think that's really where I understood the streaming, because I would see him stream at different times, and it felt kind of like it was just online gaming with his friends, and I didn't really understand the streaming. And he did want to do that, like, as a career, as a business. And as I've said before, when you're a parent, you want them to have a job that is sustainable. And that these kind of jobs, I mean, they can be tough. You don't know for sure if you're gonna make it or you're not. But I saw what it did for him. And so this was in 2020. This happened in March. And so he just was like, he was still working at the retail store, but he was off for a while. And when he came back, he switched departments, which was actually, I think, pretty good for him. But came back to streaming. And so we were wanting to look at what could we do to make it special. It was already special by having friends, already special by having people who would tune in every time he went live to play games. But I think what we started talking about was wanting to have his stream be something special for you guys, not just putting on a game, but building a true community and doing something unique to him that could be there for you guys, something that you guys could enjoy. And everybody loves holidays, right? We love Christmas, we love celebrating holidays, and who doesn't love Halloween and dressing up as a character, right? And we haven't ever really been a cosplay family, I would say. I mean, the kids growing up would have costumes. We didn't really do a lot of like trick-or-treating, but we would go to different things, and we would do some makeup and different things like that. We'd go to some different parties. couple of years before that, I think it would be maybe in like 2015, my daughter and I ended up going to Anime Expo, and she had herself a costume and big props and stuff as Harley Quinn, and did a phenomenal job with the makeup, the costume. And we were there for 4 days, and what an interesting experience, like how busy it was. And I would say that she probably got stopped and took about 1,000 pictures with people over those over those 4 days. And I think that kind of was, in a way, sort of my first introduction really to cosplay. His sister would do makeup for different things. But I don't know if I really could say like I really truly fully understood cosplay until we went to this convention and saw all these people. And it was incredible because it was like, it wasn't just her in her costume, but it was everybody else. And the dedication they put into their costumes. There were people in wheelchairs that had decorated their wheelchair as a character. And the makeup and prosthetics, or how well they made themselves look like a character. And the really cool thing is that if there were a lot of them who were a particular character, but they also acted like that character. So while she looked like Harley Quinn, and she actually had the half black and half red hair and had it in the pigtails, did the makeup and the costume, but she also acted goofy like her. Like when the kids would come up, she'd be like, ah, and she'd do things like that. So she slipped into the role, which was really cool too. And everybody just loved it. So it was really kind of my first understanding of really like cosplay. And I think after that, we did a couple of different things, I think, where we went to like the tattoo party. The tattoo folks would do a party.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I think you did something, and then so usually like
No, it was.
you went to one. I can't remember. I think you
I
did
was
like
I was a werewolf.
yeah,
I was a werewolf at one of Sister's friends' parties.
yeah, that one.
The tattoo place I didn't go to.
You did go one time. I just can't remember what you were. I think you were like a vampire or
Oh,
something.
no. Yes, I remember.
Yes.
I remember now. I got the molding like fangs.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I got the molding fangs. I put those in, and we got werewolf claws that I was supposed to put them on gloves, but I noticed that I super glued them to the gloves, and then what happened was the super glue would seep through the fabric, and it would not only get the claw stuck on the top of the glove, but it would snap closed the part where my finger was supposed to go through, right? So I was kind of just like this, and I couldn't like fully wear the gloves. So I got the genius idea to rip the claws off and super glue them to my actual fingernails. And I wore those for like 7 hours, and I had a ball. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun, but it was an experience for sure. It definitely was. Trying to get those things off.
Right.
But also, by the way, Kenny!
Hi, Kenny!
What's going on, my man?
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, so we did a couple of things like that, and then and his sister did a really cool deal. She actually made a mask for herself, and this was a mask that had like, it looked like it had no eyes, but she had it where it didn't have eyes, but she could still see through the mask. And then it was this really creepy face, and it looked like it was sewn. And she ended up winning. She won like $250, I think, or something, and that was towards the tattoo. So that was really, really cool. And then I don't think I think we went like the next year.
No. Okay, so the first time, that's when Sister made the mask.
Yes.
The second time I didn't go because I was working.
Yes,
And
yes.
I literally asked, it was on Halloween, and you went as...
So it was a 90s party, I think. And she did what's the guy? Marilyn Manson.
Yes.
She made herself look like Marilyn Manson, one of his versions, and she did a phenomenal job. She looked so good. And then I didn't know who to be, right? I was like, I have no idea. So we found a picture of Christina Aguilera, and she like crimped my hair and she did my eyebrows a certain way and makeup. And I wasn't trying to enter the contest or anything, but I was like, did a side by side picture, and I was like, hey, I don't look too bad. So, but we were just whipped something together. But she looked so good. And that year, the person who won, one of the costumes who won was a lady who dressed up like Mrs. Doubtfire as the lady. Did a really good job. So, but yeah, you couldn't go. So what did you wear something?
So
at
basically,
work?
so I was working at the time. I was working in retail, and they had told us that we were able to wear something because it was Halloween. We had to work on Halloween, and they said if you want to wear something, you can. If you packed something, or if you like go buy some cheap paint in the like seasonal section, whatever, right? So what I did is I was like, yes, it's Halloween. I have to work. I'm mad because I have to work and it's Halloween. So I'm going to paint my face. So I went to the seasonal section. I bought some paint. And then I looked up a picture of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and I did the Joker face paint. I very, very like 1980s like Pennywise style, like very like abnormally large mouth, abnormally like huge eyebrows. Like I didn't do a 1-to-1 of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but that was the reference that I went off of. And I just did this like obnoxious look. I put green paint in my hair, and then I went on with the rest of my shift. I creeped a couple people out because they're just walking, trying to like get some soup or whatever, and they're just like, "Hey, sir, can I get some help?" And I'm like, "Yes, hello." And they're like, "Hey, yo." They're like, "Yo, I didn't know the Joker worked here." And I'm like, "Nah, man, chill. It's all good. It's all good."
Yeah.
No, but so the second time they went, my mom and my sister, they went. I was working, so I put on face paint to look like the Joker when I was at work. And that was cool. So that was the second time.
So basically when 2020 came around, and of course we were in the middle of the pandemic, and it was like trying to think of things to elevate the stream, to bring happiness, because we know it was a really scary time for everybody, and everybody's stuck in their home, for the most part, and there's not a lot of things you can do, places you can go. And so we tried to do a lot of like thematic stuff at home. Like we would watch.
Did you know they're trying to do that again?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
They're apparently trying to enforce another like worldwide lockdown.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Man.
I think maybe this time we'll just have to make sure we're prepared a little bit more. But
it was crazy, man. Like toilet paper was flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
You couldn't get toilet paper. You couldn't get soup, meat, rice, anything.
Yeah. So we have to be more prepared this time. But
yeah, man.
So we just, we're thinking, let's do something, right? And so we kind of went all out, and we just sat down and said, we're gonna pick a bunch of different characters that we want to do, and started looking up cosplay characters, looking up things we could do. And we got a fog machine, and boy, we had a big old plan. And so I think at some point we'll have to make sure that Obo can show some clips of some of the beginning ones.
I don't have the beginning ones, but I have a small image slideshow of a couple.
Okay.
Some of these are 2021, some of them are 2022, some of them are this year, 2023. So I do have a small image slideshow right next to me you guys can see. But so we've been doing this for 3 years. We did this 2020, 2021, 2022. Now I've done a couple in 2023. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep doing more.
Stranger Things costume.
Indeed. Let me see. Hold on.
What did he say here? When I was a sous chef for a dumpling restaurant, we had to dress up for Halloween. Oh my God, how awful. In 100-degree heat. Stranger Things costume. Oh my gosh.
So
definitely a fire hazard.
You dressed up as 11. You dressed up as 11 while working in the kitchen.
That's crazy.
First of all, that's a really cool costume. That's a really, really cool costume. I love Stranger Things, but man, 100+ degrees, you said, is definitely a fire hazard. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay, man.
Yeah, so we definitely wanted to come up with something fun to do for Halloween, and also just to
Oh, hold on.
yeah, just something enjoyable to do. Is it not? It's not like slideshowing. It's not
Yeah,
doing its thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so we wanted to come up with something fun that we could do, and that you guys would enjoy. Um, and just some sort of, I guess I would say, entertainment for us as well as for you guys. And so we just really sat down and got out the list, as we kind of do every year now, and who do we want to be, what do we want to do. And we got the fog machine, and got all the costumes and put all that together. So the very first one we did, I had him as a vampire. Dracula, yeah. And we did the fog machine, and we rehearsed it where, the fog was going to come in and that you were going to see him. And the funniest part about this one was the eyebrows, how big the eyebrows were. So I don't ask me why, I don't know what it was about the eyebrows, but it was kind of, I would say, my very first one that I was doing, and I think it looked really good, but I just got the eyebrows really thick, and I hadn't really quite got down how to do his eyebrows. And trying to cover eyebrows and hair, it is quite a feat. If you watch any tutorials, they will, some people will actually do like a tape over them that can come off. You'll see a lot of like the glue stick that goes against the hair, and then you're patting it, and then you let it dry, and then you glue stick more. And I have seen some people literally do like 4 coats of it and all this. And so we would do some of that, but boy, is it really a challenge when you've got big eyebrows. So for whatever reason, I did the eyebrows big, and I hadn't got to where I could be like, oh, if it's too big, or if I could fix it. Where over time, doing these eyebrows more and more and more, I've kind of been able to go, if I don't really like the shape of something, I figured out how I could wipe it off, or I figured out how I could, fix it. So yeah, that's really why we did it, was just to do something fun for Halloween, to do something for you guys, for us. But also, again, during the pandemic, you couldn't go to any parties, you couldn't go anywhere. So we wanted to do something.
We brought the party home.
That's right. You know what I mean? We brought the party home, brought the party to you guys.
Alrighty, so we started this out with Dracula, right? That was the first like real one that we did. We started out with Dracula. We had the crazy eyebrows, right? But then we did every single stream, every single Twitch stream that I did in October. So every single time I went live, I was a different character, and we did Michael Myers. We did a rendition of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
We did a mummy, and we got this like cheesecloth, or we got that, and we dunked it in coffee to stain it, because it was really,
it was dirty.
Yeah. And we just wrapped my whole body in this cheesecloth that was soaked in coffee, right? And I literally just smelled like coffee all day, right? And we had different like blends too. So I literally just smelt like a whole bunch of different kinds of coffee all day. Which was interesting. It was definitely interesting, man. At one point I got so sick of it. I was like, man, I need like some essential oils, or like something that I can smell.
Like coffee.
Literally, I was like, dude, all I smell is coffee. I can't like wipe my nose, or I can't like, hey, like say what's up to anybody, because it's just coffee. I'm like, bro, I love coffee as much as the next dude, but like, bro, having coffee scent over your entire body for an entire day, I was like, get me out of here.
And there actually is a compilation of those where he's playing games, and I think you were playing, what's the game?
Phasmophobia,
and he'd be like, bruh, and doing all this kind of funny stuff, and you see him, because you're seeing the video, and it's him playing the game, but he's also in the costume, and it is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely.
Well, there's plenty of time for that now, Sydney. We are going to be doing a lot more of
Yeah.
these. We're going to be doing a lot more of
Well,
these.
and for those who maybe weren't a part of the stream, we need to make sure in October you need to put up some of those videos to show everybody, because those are such great memories to look back and look at the different ones we've done.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. We did Michael Myers, we did a Mummy, we did Cade 6, because at the time I was playing a lot of Destiny 2. I've always been a fan of Destiny 2. I've always loved Cade 6. Rest in peace. I know somehow he's coming back. I don't know. But
that's one that had like the horn thing, right?
Yeah, he had the.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that one was really cool, because what would happen is you would have characters that he would want to do that I could find a tutorial on, because I don't necessarily come up with this stuff on my own. Like, I wouldn't say I'm super good at shading or creating a look on my own. So I watch a lot of tutorials to learn how to do it. But then he would come up with one where he would go, I want to be this particular character. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, and so I would try to look for a tutorial on that, and nobody's got a tutorial of Cade 6, or what was the monkey one in one of the games? It's like the fire monkey thing or something.
Torgadoro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he would want to be a character like that. And I'd be like, nobody's going to have a tutorial on that. I am going to botch this so bad. But, he would then give me a picture, and I would look at the picture, and then I would go, okay, let me see if I could just do it piece by piece. And interestingly enough, they actually came out really good, I think, for my skill level, which was really cool to see it, and then to see the reaction of the wolf pack and seeing people and what they enjoyed. But Cade 6 was really cool because he had so many of those lines and things that we had to try to do. But then this sort of like horn, antenna, whatever he had, I had to end up making, I guess it'd be like a pyramid. And so we made that, and then I think his sister helped me with like something to go around it. And then we stuck it on him with latex and then painted around it. So it was really challenging, but it was cool too, because it wasn't like your traditional like Halloween character. It was a video game character, which was really cool.
So we did Cade 6. We did Frankenstein, and we did Frankenstein's monster. So Mama Wolf was Dr. Frankenstein, Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. I was Frankenstein's monster. And the really cool thing was we had different intros that we would do for these. So when I would switch off of my like stream starting soon screen, for this one particularly, like Mama Wolf was behind me, right? Mama Wolf was behind my chair, and I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, and then she like came forward, put her hands on like my shoulders, and she was like, come alive, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like waking up, and I'm Frankenstein's monster, right? The cool thing also was in a lot of these, especially in October, we did a bunch of different themes for food as well. So Frankenstein's monster, we did Rice Krispie treats, and we got the little candy chocolate, they're called Rolos. We got those, and we got icing, and we made Frankenstein treats as I was Frankenstein. And the hilarious thing, and the cool thing was, Mama Wolf actually painted me to look like Frankenstein live. So she actually did it live.
Yeah, put on the stitches up here, and then put on the like bolts.
The bolts on the neck.
On the neck, or that's right. That was really cool. And then we did the pudding cups too.
Yeah, we did. Right? We did the pudding cups. Yeah. But the funny thing was, we had so many funny moments. Like we made this Frankenstein Rice Krispie treat, and I bit the side of it, and I was like, hey yo, I got the dome. Like I bit this man dome off, and we just had the time of our lives, because we had like all these different jokes we came up with. We had all these different treats we made, all these different cosplays we made, and over time it just got better and better. But so we did Frankenstein's monster. We did Pennywise. We did Pennywise for the first time, and that's actually when
don't say anything, because that was supposed to be one of the questions, remember? Like a memorable moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
because we got questions.
Well, so I mean,
yeah,
okay,
so we
can
want
do
to.
that.
You got to ask me those questions. But yeah, so we did Pennywise.
We did Pennywise. We did Jack Skellington. We did Beast from X-Men. We did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did Kelsey Clinton.
Huh?
Or what's his name? Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Clinton.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
You want fives with that?
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer. Beast.
Yes.
From X-Men 2.
Yeah.
X-Men 2.
I don't know. I don't remember if it was 2. I think it was not the original. It was I think it was the original one, but not the way back one. Like not the origins, but yeah, like the original.
Yeah. The original
Yeah.
X-Men. Like
and that
X2.
one also has a couple of memorable moments, so I didn't want to because one of the questions that we were going to talk about was some memorable moments during cosplay, and so Beast had a very memorable moment that will always stick with me, and so does Pennywise. So we want to make sure to tell you guys about this later.
So as I'm going down the list, because I basically wrote down a lot of different names that we did.
Yeah.
A bunch of different names of characters and themes that we did, right? And then as we go through this, we can also ask questions. And again, Wolfpack, if you guys have questions,
have any questions,
right?
yeah.
So I am just kind of going down the list of different. I'm kind of just going down the list.
Getting
of
ahead in the list.
I'm kind of just going
Getting
down.
ahead of yourself.
I'm kind of just going down the list with different characters that we have, and then from there we can do like questions.
Yes,
on
absolutely.
here. But I'm kind of just going through this.
Right.
So that we did a couple in November as well. We did end up doing a couple in November as well.
Yes, we did.
We did a cosmos look, because we've always been, the cosmos, the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Drifting throughout the
Yeah,
cosmos.
because we were going to take a break because we were doing Christmas, but then there was some reason why we were like, oh, we want to do a couples. We did.
We did it. Yeah, we did a couple. We did a couple in November 2020. One of them was like a cosmos look.
What was the monkey guy again? What was his name? Torador?
Torgadoro. And that was 20.
We did do that one in November. I remember he was one in November.
That was February 2021.
Oh, I thought we did
No, ma'am.
November.
That was February 2021.
Did we do Lord Shax in November?
Yes.
Okay, so we did.
Yes.
That's right. So we did Lord Shax in November. We did, and then we did the Galaxy, like you said. Yeah, we did. So we did a couple. I think we did like what 4.
We also did Thanatos.
We did.
We did do Thanatos.
We did.
That one.
That has a story to it.
Yeah,
yes. That's why I'm saying, when he mentions these, they trigger like little things, good and bad. So.
In December of 2020, we said we were also going to do the same thing that we did with October. We were going to do every single stream. So we did a bunch of Christmas characters. We did Jack Skellington's Sandy Claus for the first time. We did Jack Frost. My sister made me look like Jack Frost.
Phenomenal job.
We did the Grinch. We ended up doing the Grinch. We freaking hilarious moment. We did Yukon Cornelius, and we made little Christmas trees, and we just laughed the whole freaking time, man.
It was so much fun.
We just ended up laughing the whole freaking time because it was so fun, man. It was so fun. And if you guys have ever seen, what is the movie called? Last Christmas or Rudolph or what?
It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay, so it's
where they're sort of like
animated
stop motion.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like animated
clay stop motion or something. Was the original one, and then I think they have like a cartoon to it. But the original one, when many of us and like probably some of you remember, but if your parents like watched it when I was little and we watched that, it was like the clay animation type of Rudolph was the original one. And that was another one, Yukon Cornelius, that we did on stream, which made it even funnier. We did it on stream, so that was real fun.
But no. So if you guys have seen Yukon Cornelius, you know that he has like this long mustache, and was it snow or like what is he always like? Is his mustache or like what?
Yeah, the hair.
Okay,
the hair gets
it's the hair. It's the hairs of his mustache, like hit the corners of his mouth, and he's in the stop motion, the original. He's like, like he does that. So we're creating these Christmas trees, and there was a couple times the little, like, I don't know, mustache thing that we put on, we made it out of like what is it called? The colored like piping that you can twist. What is it? It's like it's yarn but not yarn.
That's pipe cleaners.
Yes,
Yeah,
we used.
We used some kind of beard like stuff that we got for the costume, but then we needed to make them with pipe cleaners, because if you have seen a picture of him, you guys look him up. His mustache part right here, it sticks out and it kind of is jagged, and that's really tough to do with, you know, making hair stick out. And so we ended up using pipe cleaners to put it on Obo and then have the beard and stuff. So, you know, it was crazy.
So there was a couple times where that actually happened to me, and I'm like, so really just fell into the character, and it was really fun. But so we kept this going in 2021. We had so much fun in 2022 that we kept we had so much fun in 2020 that we kept this going in 2021. And we kicked off the new year with, I had worked with my designer to have brand new like stream alerts, overlays, all this kind of stuff. I was working with my designer for months to come up with like this whole like brand new thing. And we like made like a brand new like stream setup and all this kind of stuff. And we said that we were going to do a cosplay to basically like come into the new year. So Mama Wolf did a split down the middle of my face, a half one side white wolf, on the other side she did a cosmos wolf. And it's because we said a lot of stuff went left, but now we're going right with the cosmos and the direction that life is going, and like the things that are things that are changing with everything that's going to be happening. So a lot of things went left, but now it's going to go right, and the world is going to be healing from everything that's been happening. Things are going to get better, and so that was basically like the premise behind that one. But so we kept this going in 2021. We did a couple like odd ones in January 2021. As I was saying, we did Torgadoro. Torgadoro was a volcanic monkey, a volcanic gorilla in a game called Dauntless that I played quite a lot. If you guys have been here for quite some time, you know that I played that game for a very, very long time. But it was a volcanic like gorilla, and Mama Wolf made me look like the Torgadoro in February of 2021. But in May we said we wanted to do we
did some stuff in April, right? Because
yes. So in April of 2021, so I think I did like 4 things on your face. In April of 2021, we did 4 corners of my face, and we did, Mama Wolf drew the Destiny 2 logo. She drew the Modern Warfare logo because I was playing a lot of Modern Warfare at the time. She drew the Dauntless logo, and then she drew the Smite logo because I was playing a lot of Smite as well. And we basically did like 4 different corners.
Was to celebrate 1 year of streaming, and then entrance into full.
Yes, and this is when I said I was going to do full-time streaming. April 1st, 2021, we went full-time. We did our first subathon. We celebrated we celebrated a full year of like being on the platform as well. So it was a really awesome time. It was a really awesome time. But then in May, we wanted to dedicate the entire month to Star Wars characters because I had a couple Star Wars games that I got for like a pretty decent price, and I downloaded them, and I was like, I told Mom Wolf, I was like, you know what? We should not only do cosplay this month, but we should dedicate it to Star Wars cosplay. So we ended up doing Star Wars cosplay, and we started out with Boba Fett. We did Boba Fett was the first one. We did like Yoda. We did Darth Sidious, Darth Vader. We did the baby Yoda, the Grogu. We did Darth Maul, Chewbacca. We did an Ewok. We did R2D2, C3PO. We did a Stormtrooper, Kylo Ren. Did a bunch of really, really cool stuff like that, and we had a blast. But an absolute blast because we were trying something entirely brand new. Like, we had done the cosplay, we had done the makeup, we had done the paint, but we had never done Star Wars. So this was really, really cool. We ended up doing this. We did like 12 of them. It was like 11 or 12 of them, and we did that throughout the entire month of May 2021. So then we basically said, we're like, you know what? So going into, doing this in October, like having a little bit of experience, with doing paint and makeup and that kind of stuff. And then going into like, let's do this for the entirety of October 2020. And then we're going to do a few for November. Then we're going to do an entirety of December. Moving into 2021, we're going to do a little bit January, February. Then we're going to do a few in April. Then we're going to do like all of May. We were hooked. At this point, we were hooked. We were like, yo, we got to keep this up. We love doing this. This is really, really fun, right? So then what we did is also in 2021, we did streamer shoutouts. So we ended up doing streamers, or what we called streamer shoutouts. So we had a bunch of buddies that were streaming at the time. Some of them still stream, some of them don't stream anymore. But we did a bunch of streamer shoutouts, and basically what we wanted to do is we wanted to dedicate the month. We did a couple of them. We did them off and on. So we did there was a couple in June, there was a couple like in August, there was a couple in like November. Like we did kind of just like odd ones here and there. But we wanted to dedicate these specific cosplays to a friend that we knew in the world of content creation. So for my buddy All Hail Magneto, my mom made me look like Magneto from X-Men. So we slicked my hair back, we painted my the whole side of my face and everything red. We put like red hair gel. We did like the purple. We did the purple helmet, right? I wore the suit, and then we played Warframe because my buddy Magneto loves Warframe. We did that. We did a Viking. Mama Wolf made me look like a Viking for my buddy the Nerdy Viking. And we played Valheim. We ended up playing Valheim, so we did that with him. For my buddy Johnny, my buddy Johnny has always loved Doritos. So we got this like what even is it? It was either foam or
it was
really
like this tough cardboard.
Yeah, it was like cardboard or I don't know, whatever it was, but it was this sheet of really thick paper. It was thick, like a half-inch, like thick paper, and we basically cut it into the shape of a Dorito. And then we cut a giant hole in the middle for my face. And we painted it to look like a Doritos Flamas chip. And then we
put you in a purple bag.
We put me in a purple garbage bag because the
and then put the sign on it.
The Doritos Flamas, it comes in a purple bag, and we just taped a freaking piece of paper that said Doritos Flamas on it on my chest. And then we played Minecraft with my buddy Johnny. We ended up doing we did Panda. We ended up doing Tide Panda, so my mom made me look like a panda. We ended up doing Jack Sparrow. We ended up doing Jack Sparrow because my buddy Spleen loves Jack Sparrow, and we always were playing Sea of Thieves. So my mom made me look like Jack Sparrow for his shout out. Then also we did Carnage. We ended up doing Carnage, the symbiote Carnage, for my buddy Carnage. He now goes by Yappa, but I've always known him as Carnage, so we ended up doing the Carnage symbiote. For my buddy Eli had this really cute little dragon emotes on Twitch with like heart eyes, so we like spiked my hair, and we did a rendition of that emote as well for my buddy Eli. We did for my buddy Suki. He has a OC. He has an original creation, an original character that he came up with, and it's a female character, but we did a gender bend version of the character. So I was a male version of the character, but the character has like these green like elastic is wearing like a kind of like a black symbiotic suit. There's like a little bit of
Probably
lore.
like leather. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
there's like a little bit of lore behind it. It's kind of like a symbiotic. Suki said it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship a little bit between the character and the suit, kind of like Eddie Brock and Venom, but has like this really cool like green like elastic going around like the shoulders and like around the waist. So we opened up a couple buttons on my shirt, and then we painted my chest to make it look like I had like big prominent pecs, right? I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Okay, I'm getting there. My pecs aren't huge. All right, I'm working on it. Okay, I'm hitting the gym. Alrighty, I'm trying to get big. I'm trying to get swole. But no, we painted it to make it look like it had like depth. And then we like painted the tips of my hair. Like we spiked my hair forward, kind of, and like combed it downwards, and then we painted the tips green because the character has green tips on the ends of the hair, but then the rest of the hair is black. And then we did like a really cool photo shoot, and Suki.
And then we did the tongue.
Yes,
Tongue.
yes. I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? I was quiet. Be quiet. I was like, what is this? So I was like, no. So Suki's character has a long tongue, like a really long tongue, and there's some lore behind that. But what we did is Suki had said, I wonder how you're going to do the tongue unless you're going to literally just have your mouth open the entire stream, right? Like, how are you going to do the tongue? And so what my mom did is she painted the tongue onto my bottom lip, and then it came down my neck and like curved off to the side so that even when my mouth was closed, it looked like I had,
tongue was
yeah.
out. Yeah.
So that's one of the really cool things we've done over the years is we've learned how to create depth and shape and motion in something to make something look like it's moving, to make something look like it's there even though it's not. And we've done it with paint, through shading, through detailing, and it's something that Mama Wolf has only got better with time. And we've had, an absolute blast doing it. So we ended up doing a bunch of streamer shout outs in 2021.
And we made you look like
Yeah, we did in fact make me look like a goose. I have a friend named Chickadee Cat, and she honks like a goose, so one day I called her a goose, and now she is a goose. I know her as the goose. The Chickadee Cat has gone away. She is now just the goose. And my mom painted my face to look like a goose. She painted my face to look like a goose. So we did that in 2022.
Oh, did we?
We did that in 2022,
yeah, because
but
we did spread them out. That's
but
right.
but yes, so she painted my face to look like a goose, and I was a freaking honk machine. I was a honk machine to honor the friendship that I have with Chickadee. So we did a whole bunch of those. We did a bunch, and it was a lot of fun because we're not only doing the cosplay, but we're also honoring a friend that we know in the world of content creation, and we got to be a character that we know them as, or a thing that we know them as. In Suki's case, his original character, right? We were able to bring that to life, and it was
Didn't
really.
we do Jow? Didn't we dress you as a bunny?
We did.
Your face.
We did.
We did you as a bunny.
So
we did Jow.
We did do Jow. We did my buddy Jow. My buddy Jow is known as 18 drunk rabbits in a human suit, and his whole thing is like rabbits and bunnies, and we got a bunny suit. We got a bunny suit, and we were gonna paint my face to look like a bunny. But then we just put on the bunny ears, and Zhao, let me tell you what, has a freaking gorgeous beard, all right? Zhao has a freaking scrum-diddly-umptious beard, alrighty? So what Mama Wolf did is she painted, because at the time, I couldn't grow no facial hair at all. You think I had this the whole time? Ain't no gosh darn way. I didn't have no beard back then. So Mama Wolf painted my face to create a beard. Like Zhao, and I was in a bunny suit, and I had bunny ears on the top of my head. I was wearing a backwards hat, I was wearing a snapback hat, and then we had my face painted, so that I looked like I had his beard. So
Yep.
really, really freaking cool stuff. Did a bunch of shout outs for a bunch of friends. But then, a lot of those we did in 2021, June, August, that kind of stuff. Some of those we did in 2022. We're kind of skipping the timeline a little bit. But back to 2021, In October 2021, we said we need to do this again. We got to do this again, man. Like we've been doing this throughout the year. We've been doing this, October, right? All this kind of stuff. So we said we got to do more. We absolutely got to do more of these, man. So in 2021, in October of 2021, I was playing a game a lot by the name of Blood Hunt. It was a vampire battle royale fit into the world of Vampire the Masquerade. So it was very creepy, bloody. There's like cool like executions that they had. It was called the Diablerize, all kinds of really, really cool stuff like that. And we wanted to do like creepy characters because it's Halloween and we're playing like a really kind of like not a horror game, but it was kind of a horror game a little bit. So what we did is we did in 2021 we did a lot of half face. So we did half of my face would look like something and the other half would look like something else, or we just did half the face. So in 2021 we did half the face to look like in October 2021, one of the cosplays that we did, which again, every single stream of October in 2021, we did a different cosplay, but we did half the face to look like Jason Voorhees, half the face to look like Freddy Krueger. And in a lot of these that I'm mentioning, you guys can actually see these in YouTube Shorts. You can see them in YouTube Shorts. You can see them in my very early on YouTube videos. If you scroll all the way back, if you guys would like to go back and see some of these that I am referencing, that we have a lot of memories and amazing times from these cosplays that I'm talking about. But
now, if 2 months before that, if I'm not mistaken, Disney had to kind of stop.
Yes.
2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So let me get to that. So again, in August, okay, in August we said we were gonna do August 2021. We said we are gonna do a couple Disney characters. So we did a couple Disney characters before. A lot of you guys know we had to move in 2021. We moved in September into this house that we're in now. But we what do you call it? So before we had to move, we did a couple of different Disney characters. So we did the Cheshire Cat. We ended up doing the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. We did Hades from Hercules. We did the Genie. We did the Genie from Aladdin. We ended up doing we did Dory from Finding Nemo. Did a whole bunch of different Disney characters as well.
Sebastian.
Yep, we did Sebastian the Crab from Little Mermaid. We did a bunch of those in like October 2021. But then, so back to October 2021, we did a lot of half face. So half Jason Voorhees, half Freddy Krueger. We did full ghost face. We did a full ghost face from Scream. We did Venom. We did a full Venom symbiote because we had done what do you call it? Carnage, the Carnage symbiote. So we did the Venom symbiote as well. We did a half Tony Stark, half Iron Man. So we had like with the little mustache, like all that. I had my hair a certain way. And then on the other side, we slicked my hair back. We painted it to make it look like the top of the helmet, the top of his like mask. And then we painted the other half of my face to look like the face of his mask, right? So we did that. We did the Predator. If you guys know the Predator, I can't do the clicking. And even if I do, I'm gonna creep out Mama Wolf. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like the clicking that they do.
No, I don't like it.
But we did the Predator. So if you guys know the Predator franchise, right? The alien hunter dudes, the Yautja, they're called. We did him. Let me see. We did Fortnite's zombie Josie Jonesy. We did Jonesy. We did a couple Blood Hunt cosplays as well. We made me look like my Brute a couple times. We did because Blood Hunt had really cool cosplays. They had really cool makeups and paints that you could put on the characters. So we tried to make me look like that. That was the first round of doing these. That was the first round of doing because going forward into 2022, I'll explain this. But this was the first round of trying to do actual, in-game, characters from games that I was playing, at the time, other than, Lord Shaxx or Cade 6, right? I was actually trying to do other characters as well. So we did a couple different looks from Blood Hunt that they had. But we also did Billy the Puppet from Jigsaw, Saw. We did that. We did a half Terminator face. So we did like half my face was like peeling off, and you saw like the cybernetics like underneath it. We did Captain America, like his mask and like face, you know. We did a bunch of those. We did a whole bunch of those, and like I said, we did a bunch of half face. Did a bunch of half face in 2021, and by this point we are entirely hooked. We've did a couple, little cosplays here and there, makeups, went to a couple parties, whatever, right? And then we're like, okay, so we got to do this in October. We did it in October, then we did it in November, then we did it in December. We picked it up. We did a couple in January, February, then we did April, then we did, this is 2021 now. Then we did, May, then we did June, August, we did November, then we did October. And we did December as well, man. So 2021, December, we also did, let me see, hold on. Let me see. 2021 December, we also did Christmas characters as well. So we did Christmas characters in 2020. In 2020 in December of 2020, we also did Christmas characters. This is when we tried to do different Christmas characters as well. So we ended up doing stuff like I said, Jack Frost. We did Sandy Claus for the first time. We did all that kind of different stuff in December of 2020. And then, going into 2021, we did a whole bunch of different ones. Now going into 2022, this is where things really like picked up. We've been doing it for a while. And so actually, if anybody has any questions, by the way, you guys are more than welcome to leave any questions, comments, stories, anything in the comment section. Once this is a VOD, in the Q&A section on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, or you can leave them in the live chat. You can leave them in the live chat here if you guys are watching live. But now, Mom Wolf, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you here. So we got, what products do we use?
Okay. So, whenever you're doing like any kind of face painting or anything like that, it's super easy to use something that is inexpensive. And when that happens, of course, you could sweat, smudge, that kind of thing. And knowing that Obo was going to be on stream for sometimes anywhere from a couple hours to, 10 hours or so, depending on how long he was on, I wanted it to look really good. And I didn't want anything to happen to it.
I'll be right back very, very quickly. As Mama Wolf is...
cracked at Fortnite.
Yeah, as Mama Wolf is cracked at Fortnite and she's discussing this, I will be right back. I'm going to use the restroom very quickly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, hold on, let me...
So I get to control the show then, huh?
Oh, you got this. 100%. Right. You got this all day.
Yeah.
I mean, plus, come on, you're the star of the show. Come on now.
Oh, am I? Oh, cool.
Yeah, come on now.
Cool. I'm the guest. Okay. So I'll put this up if you guys can see it there. So hopefully you can see Mayron. So Mayron is a product that we use. Excellent long history of doing great makeup products. And this is not cream. This is water based. So it comes in these little deals and they have so many different colors and then you can mix them too. But what I love about this, it already, like you can already kind of get some of it off, but you wet it and you can put this on a brush or you can put this on a sponge and this covers so well. And this one thing, if you have a blue, black, white, whatever color, this thing will paint for days. It's incredible how much paint is in here and how far it goes. So a lot of these colors that I have, especially if they're not as common, are originals from several years ago when we first started. And I've only had to buy a couple of the ones I use a lot, like, red or blue, green. But some of them are still like the originals. So like you can get all these different colors, like you get a purple or a dark blue. They've got coral orange. So, and then what I do, my daughter actually got this for me, this little pencil case here, and it fits 5, I think, in here. So it actually fits 10. So you can put them on here and then you snap it closed and then it stays nice like that. So kind of a nice way to keep them organized. And then what I have done, and I don't always do it the way I'm supposed to, but what I have done was put similar colors. Like if it's, let's say, a neutral color, or if it's like the blues and reds or primary colors, I'll put them together so I kind of know what to look for. So I do that. And then I have kind of evolved over the years with different brushes. I don't pay a lot of money for the brushes just because, you know, I mean, obviously it gets expensive, but I started with paint brushes and looking for some that are obviously the very wide brush that covers the base color really good. And then, you know, you're going to need more of like your details. So like a brush like that is a really nice detail brush. Well, when I first started, the handles were wood, and when I would clean them, then the wood would start to peel, and then the top part of it, and then you would have just the wood brush underneath. So then and then sometimes the water would get underneath, and the brush would fall off of the actual like stick here. So I started going for more of like a plastic here, which is really good, and then I try to make sure that I clean them off really good and dry them. So I spend a lot of time doing that. But these are really important because if you're trying to get those fine lines and details or just different things. So as I've done this more and more, I'm trying to make sure that I have better and better equipment. It makes it easier to obviously do a really good job. So that's those are the paints that I use, and I pretty much always stick with those. And then I just try different brushes here and there to see. From there, obviously, I'm going to use things like we've used spirit gum remover. We've used latex for different things. We've used bald caps before.
Man, we got some stories about bald caps.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I do not take to bald caps very well, so we have some funny moments for bald caps, man.
We do. So yeah, those are basically, I mean, I don't get too crazy into it. We do have a lot of costumes that we bought. There's different things that we put together like on our own, but we bought a lot of costumes and we put those all into big bins. And so then when we're trying to do a particular character, we maybe might have that costume, or we might try to improvise and put a costume together.
Alrighty. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding down the fort, man.
Right.
Alrighty. I apologize. I have I gotta, hey, you know what I'm saying?
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. My bad. This
Commercial break.
Exactly. We'll be back after these messages. Alrighty. Now, so, what are 3 cosplays that didn't come out the way you intended for them to come out?
Okay. You might have some you can think of, and then I'll have some. Okay.
So go ahead. What'd you think?
Okay, didn't come out the way I'd hoped. Maybe I thought it was good. So would it? Okay, was there a question of something that was rude said about a cosplay? Did we think about that question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe I want to try not to to give that part away, but
maybe just a couple that didn't really come out the way you wanted them to come out.
The way I didn't want. Okay. So I definitely have to say that the one I was excited to do and didn't come out the way I wanted to was Huggy Wuggy.
Really?
Yes. And I think
this was 2022.
Yes, I think it still looked good. But I think what I was struggling with was how to do his head, because his head is so big. And I was trying to decide if we were going to make something like that, which we saw somebody do, kind of like the Dorito chip thing, or if I was going to do Obo's hair. And I ended up, he had a lot of hair at the time because he's cut it shorter now, and his hair was more blonde and it was really, really long. So I ended up curling it and trying to like tease it to make it where it was like up like this. And it was hard to get it to stay. And then we had to like paint it and spray paint it and stuff like that. But it was also trying to get his mouth and face to look right. And it still looked good, but it didn't come out as well as I hoped it would. And I think when I looked at pictures, I think I had a vision in my mind and I was like, this should be really easy, and it wasn't. So it wasn't that it was bad. I think it was more that it just didn't come out the way I hoped it would be. And I always want them to do well because I want him to look at himself and go, "Oh my God, that looks great." And then come on and you guys make a big deal about it. And then I know it was good. And I think after he was done, I don't know if he really liked it as much either. I didn't. And he feeds off of me a lot of times because we'll laugh. But then if I don't like it, he kind of feeds off of me too. We kind of have that relationship. And I think because I didn't like it, maybe he didn't. And it ended up being really good. And I think everybody did like it. But it definitely, to me, wasn't one of the ones I was as happy with. Right. Let me see. So a couple others, right, that I wasn't as happy with. There were a lot of them that I really, really, really liked. So won't maybe necessarily won't tell the story behind it, but I think one of them that didn't come out as well as I wanted to, I think, was Thanatos.
Oh,
is that right?
Thanatos.
Thanatos. That one did not come out as well as I wanted to, but that one I literally put together in 45 minutes. And I'm trying to remember if it was just because we didn't have what would make him look good. I think he kind of asked me like at the last minute, and I had stuff. I put it together, and I think that one probably didn't come out as well as I wanted it to come out. And then I'm trying to think if is there another one like recently? Because it was more earlier on as I'm still perfecting my skills that didn't come out as well as I wanted to. I'm trying to remember if there was one of the, was there one of the Star Wars ones? I'm trying to remember that maybe I was a little bit, I think with the Star Wars one, the very first one, 2021, I loved all of them. I think I was kind of disappointed with Darth Vader's helmet because it was really big. And it still looked good, but it was too big. And I think I followed a tutorial, and I don't know if I did it wrong. And I really had to try to piece this together to make it even doable. So I think that one, as far as like the costume, felt a little bit like a fail, just the helmet itself. And then what about if there was, I'm trying to think if there was one this year, because the last that we did was the Star Wars was the ones we did, right? So Star Wars was in May. Yeah, okay. And is it, I'm trying to remember, and did Grandma pass a couple months after that, right?
July.
Yeah, okay. I think sometimes when you're doing things, different things affect you in your life. And I think that, Grandma Wolf's care, because for those of you who don't know, was taking care of my mom. We all were. And she was getting more and more. Her dementia was really taking hold. And it was very much a challenge. And it became more and more of a challenge to have her in the wheelchair or have her in bed and having to be watching her for safety, but also trying to continue to do things for Obo. And I think that was a little bit of a challenge. And that was a couple of months before she passed. And those few months after early 2022 became much more of a challenge. And I think it was more that I felt like that was affecting my skill. And it had really nothing to do with the skill. It had more to do with things that happen in your life. And it's kind of just helps you remember that when you are going through difficult times in your life, you're not always going to be at the top of your game. There might be your performance at work or in a hobby may not be as good, and you have to give yourself grace for that.
Absolutely.
And so I think that maybe like the Star Wars ones, I think they came out really good, but I think some of them, I wasn't as happy with them as I would have been. And we were starting to put them more onto social media. And I really started getting, when you would get negative comments on your social media. And I think as much as you don't want to let that affect you, it takes a lot out of you to hear negative comments. And you really, really have to be able to separate that. to realize that those are probably just people who are jealous or people who just want to be mean or rude. But I think inside it does get to you after a while because you're very proud of what you're doing and you want to show it and you want people to go, oh, that's so freaking cool, you know, which a lot of people would say. And then you'll get these negative comments and you're just like, do I even keep doing this, you know?
Right,
So I think
right.
that's kind of what started happening too, was maybe, you know, some of them might not have been as good because of we didn't have the right costume, or maybe we were running out of time or things like that. And sometimes those things can affect how well you can do something if you feel like you're under the wire to get it done, or maybe you're not in the right mindset. So I think there were a few this year, especially with that, that maybe I didn't like as much just because I think what we were going through emotionally.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that. Having like a tension and a pressure from something happening in your life, it can affect how you view things. It can affect your, you know, flow and your pacing
sure.
of how, you know, how you work. I definitely understand that, but don't let that get to you, because everything you've created has been amazing.
Well, and I feel confident in where I'm at, and I don't call myself an expert. I'm not even advanced. I think that I still consider myself a beginner, but I know that there is skill and I know I can create. And I'm humble enough to say that I'm still basically, in my eyes, I'm a beginner at learning to do this. I think I can follow a tutorial and I think I can get, you know, pretty close. It doesn't look as good as the experts do, but I'm really happy at how it has evolved. They do. And when they look really, really good, it's so cool to get the response from everybody and see what they think, and just it feels really good. It's really awesome. So you do have to be happy with what you've done, and especially a new skill that is not something you've done very long, and you keep evolving and doing better. It feels really good. It feels really good. And to have people recognize you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Having those, like, that positive affirmation.
It's
to
important.
Be like, you know,
It's important.
you did something good. You know, you created something and we like it, you know.
Right.
And the thing is too, like, you can get 10 compliments, but one negative, you know, comment, and that completely, like,
and that's just something that you have to work on. You kind of have to feel sorry for people that think it's worth their time to leave a negative comment on your social media. Like, apparently you've got nothing better to do than to leave a negative comment.
I got a question for you now. What were the 3 most difficult cosplays you've done over these last 3 years?
The 3 most difficult cosplays. Okay. Let me see. There were some that were really, really time consuming. I know, I was trying to think of those, and well, I think I'm really happy how it came out, but I think the Venom was tough because I had to make the mouth go all the way down here.
Yeah.
So, because of the way his face is, his mouth is so big, and we wanted to create the open mouth of him. So I had to take Obo's face, and then I had to extend the mouth all the way down here so that you had his mouth look like that. And it was just making sure you got it just right so that the illusion of his mouth being open is basically, you're not seeing the fact that Obo has a neck, right? That like the neck is gone and you've turned the neck into an open mouth. So I think it was difficult in knowing, can you pull it off and make sure that the lines are just right, that the teeth are just right. Sometimes you have to erase them a little bit or add to them or shade. So I think that one was kind of tough. For sure, I think because it was really extensive with those teeth, and it did come out really good.
It
I'm
did.
really, really proud of that one for
And
sure.
again, a lot of these, we have a lot of really cool, like some of them are featured in thumbnails, some of
Yeah.
them are in short form, long form. If you guys do want to go back and you want to check out any of the older content we've posted, we do have a lot of these cosplays featured, and we have Mama Wolf's work shown, throughout the years.
Yeah,
So,
and definitely on like all social medias that he could put in the White Wolf cosplay or White Wolf makeup and cosplay. I put them all on there. There's a lot of them I still need to like go back and do, because when we were doing like some of them, we were not always doing shorts or reels yet. And so we don't have those on all social media. So I need to go back and grab clips and put them in. That's why I was talking about B-roll, is we do have some like funny clips and things, and I need to put those in and do different like funny things and stuff. So I think Venom, I think that kind of was a tough one. I think when we were doing ones,
oh, Jake Sully.
yes,
Because that was the first time we tried prosthetics.
We did.
We tried to make a prosthetic nose.
Yeah, that one was tough, and we had to make a prosthetic nose because their noses are really flat, like big and flat. So that one was a challenge, and that one the nose started to fall off, and I think I think he did record himself saying my nose is about to fall off. I'm going to need Mama Wolf to come in and put it back on. And I think it was like starting to fall off, and I managed to like put it back on. So anytime that I had to use a prosthetic, a wig cap, so that I was not showing the seal of the wig cap, because you really have to like seal that, or if I was having to put on like ears to make them stay, or like fins or different things like that, were the really big challenges, because you wanted them to look right. You wanted it to look like the character.
Definitely.
So those were a little bit tough. I think some of those were like the tougher ones. Like I mentioned, doing the helmet for Darth Vader, the makeup itself I was very, very happy with, but the helmet was really, really challenging. So that was more of a costume thing as opposed to the makeup that was really challenging.
I mean, it could be either. It could be
Difficult.
It could be the makeup, or it could be the cosplay.
That one definitely was. I wasn't really happy with how it came out, but I also would say it was one of the more challenging. And I think, but I think for the most part, like a lot of them, I think makeup wise weren't necessarily super difficult. They maybe didn't always come out the way I wanted to. A lot of times it really is truly like the prosthetic, the makeup, or things that you have to put on that are a little bit more challenging to get them to stay. Like with Yoda, you need to show that you need to have like his nose is way up here. So then your bottom of your nose is actually his little tiny mouth. And so this part of you needs to be covered. And that was a little bit of a challenge, but we have a funny short where I brought him a Starbucks, and actually you see, because we painted the part of his mouth brown, and this is supposed to be covered by like a brown gi, and it had come down, and he's talking in the voice of Yoda, but he's like, you brought me a Starbucks, and then you see his mouth, and it's just hilarious. So things like that, they kind of would fail a little bit, but and so they were difficult to get things to stay or stay put or get wigs to work or that kind of thing. But still, we laughed about a lot of it.
So Sydney has a question. If you could do a cosplay again, what would you choose first?
If I could do one again?
That's a great question.
One that I really want to do again is Woody.
Woody!
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. And that probably leads into favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could go ahead. One of my favorites was making him look like Toy Story's Woody. And this definitely was
Andy's coming!
That's right. And this was a tutorial that I watched a gal do. And what was really interesting was I went ahead and I bought the traditional costume. I didn't buy a super expensive costume, but I did buy a costume and had the actual like cowboy hat like you would wear as an adult. But the lady who did it just painted on a hat. This poor gal got roasted so bad on this tutorial, so bad on the way the hat looked or something about, and she acted out the same scene that he did. But it was something about the way she showed how to do the face. And sometimes I'll use more than one person. I might use a combination of two different people. But she kind of showed how to do his mouth. And the thing was, is that you had to make him look toy-like. So there was a certain way that you had to have the color of his skin. You had to show a little shine here and there. And I think the reason why I want to do that one again is because I love it so much, but was also really memorable about it was that, his sister is very, very talented at painting and way, way better, than I am. Obviously, if you guys see Jack Frost, she did that one, and her photography is absolutely phenomenal. And so I'm kind of like, I'm never going to be like at that place, right? But I've done a lot of really good ones. She said that was one of the best ones I had ever done. And she goes, you really made him look like Woody. He really, truly looked like an actual live doll. And that was a huge compliment. And that was just, it was amazing to hear, her say that, right? Because that if somebody who is very talented can actually be that impressed, then you feel like that costume is probably up to par with where they're at, or maybe even somebody they watch. So that was like really super cool. And we took a couple like videos of him, and then we took some pictures, and it's just incredible how much when he just kind of like lays there, right? Like when he did that, how much he looks like a doll. It's just absolutely incredible. So that's absolutely one I really want to do again, and one that I would say is probably one of my favorites.
So leading into our next question, two more of your favorites.
Two more of my favorites. Grinch. Absolutely.
Well, which one? Because you've done like 3 versions.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because you had the eyes and stuff. The
contacts were
they
awesome.
do. I love doing the Grinch so much. And I think I love it more than anything because he slips into the character. And I think that's the best part about it, is if it's a goofy character or something, is when you do a cosplay and you slip into the character of that person as well, that like their mannerisms, it makes it so much more enjoyable. So I have his face done, and then he'll do that creepy smile, right? Or he'll say something, or he'll do the voice, and that's what makes it so much fun.
You're the mean one.
But I love that cosplay so much because I think it's just incredible to take somebody's face, mine, his, right? Like a normal person, and you can turn them into that character without prosthetics. Because he's a Who, right? He's a Who from Whoville. So if you're gonna do it right, yeah, right.
You're an owl. Fly over.
You're an owl. So if you're gonna do his face correctly, you would actually use a prosthetic that actually is made that has the big kind of like jowl face like this, and like the flatter nose. There are people who have done the prosthetic and actually kind of got a little bit more of like the eyebrows or face and actually done this, and that's probably one I think I do want to do, where we do a Grinch with that.
Yeah.
But we've done him 3 times, and I have not had the prosthetic. And the way that you paint it and shade it, it looks so good. It is so cool. And I think he is definitely one of my favorites too. He's one of my favorites to do at Christmas time, for sure.
No, one more.
One more. Okay. And then I think
also, hi, Nikki.
Hi,
hello.
Nikki. I think another favorite one I really, really like to do is Darth Maul.
Yeah.
I really, really like doing Darth Maul, and I know this year that I did better than the 2 years before, and so then he did a short where
Kenobi.
Yes, he did that one, and then he shows himself like that. And people are just like, dude, like they weren't expecting that. He looked really, really good. And we decided not to do a bald cap too, as I guys had mentioned to you that some of them really did need to do a bald cap. Like I did a bald cap with Yoda the first year in 2021, 2021. Yeah. And it came out really good with the bald cap, but it is a lot of work. It really is. So we didn't do the bald cap. So with Darth Maul, we were going to do the bald cap, and we decided not to, and I told him, I said, you don't have to do the bald cap, but you're going to need to make sure that you keep the hood over. And so I did the 3 horns right here and had him keep the hood over. And because his hair is now black, it's doable, right? You're not going to see blonde hair sticking through. So it worked. And we did the face, and I was able to do the face better than I did, but I think I used the same lady, or no, I used a photograph. The first time I did, I think her name is like Shauna Scott. I think that's her name, something like that. And I followed her tutorial she did with one of her models the first time. The second time I did off of a photograph. And I thought that was the coolest thing, that I was able to create him off of a photograph instead of, and I think we gave ourselves time, but I also think we were getting kind of like, hey, we got to get started on this. And I was able to pull up a picture and actually do it off of the photograph, which I was like, that was really cool. And to actually paint the horns and put them in the right place, and it came out really good. So he's definitely one of my favorites to do of Star Wars.
I'm actually surprised, bringing up painting off of a picture. I'm surprised you did not have David Martinez Sindevastan.
Well, I'm not going to say, no, that one, I won't say that was a favorite. That's something totally different. Like when I'm thinking like, which one would you want to do again, or which ones are favorites? But that one in particular, what I loved about it was it wasn't a face. That was, and it's kind of like with Hisoski and the chest, yep. Right? Those things in particular, I'm very proud of, because that was like for Hisoski, that was having like a dude pecs, like big chest muscles. And then for the Sandevastan, it was creating
the entire
on his back
metal spine.
Right.
And
right.
she free-handed it. I literally got a picture, a cropped, super close picture from the anime, from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, of David Martinez's Sandevastan, and Mama Wolf painted the entire Sandevastan down my spine.
Yeah.
And then we styled my hair to kind of look like his. We got a yellow shirt that we cut the entire back out of, so that because he wears a yellow jacket and I only had a yellow shirt, so I was like, let's do that. And then I turn around and then you can see this in Devastan. Yeah. But then I wore like jeans, and we got like liquid latex, and I painted it silver to kind of look like I had the cybernetic lines, like. And we did that for 2022, our Halloween special. Yeah. We did that for our Halloween special, man, and it was surreal.
That I would say is, if you were to kind of separate out like favorites and something that you did outside of a face, that definitely was something that I was super proud of, was being able to create a different body piece like on your back and do that freehand. That was really cool. Yeah.
So bringing up 2022, talk about how 2022, man, we went hardcore. We went hardcore, man. Like we did a new Michael Myers. You tried a new style of Michael Myers.
I did.
And it came out really freaking good. Like it looked like I was wearing the mask. We did a full Jason Voorhees.
We did
a full Jason Voorhees, because 2021 we did a half face.
We did.
But we did a full Jason Voorhees. We did a full Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
Did a full Freddy Krueger. We did a brain spilling out zombie. The brain, like the skin was like peeling down on the side, and then like the brain was pouring out.
Is that the one we did to the Fallen in Reverse song?
Yes. Yes, zombified.
Yeah, that was really fun when we did those because we started doing a lot of our cosplay. We did reels and we did them transitions and songs, and that was really fun to start doing that.
You made me look like Geralt of Rivia.
We did.
We amped it up.
Yes.
Like you got the scar, and then
Yes.
we did like a little bit more, and then we fully did it. So I had the contacts.
Yes.
I had like a little bit closer of a suit. We had the entire wig.
Yeah, that was
we
a
had
lot
the
of
scars and the paint and like
Yeah.
the like making my face look older and like
Right.
ragged, dirty, like I had just been in the mud with a kikimora.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That
like,
was a really good one.
all
that was for
all that
sure.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler.
Yep, and
Did
Nightcrawler,
Nightcrawler?
yeah, that was really challenging because he has all of those symbols
The
on
angelic,
his face.
the angelic marks.
Yeah, and so what I did was I went over and I made the symbols with latex, and so that they would raise up and then painted over them.
I remember peeling those off. Hurt like a man. Woo, peeling those off. Hurt, dude. But also we had Ghost Rider.
Oh
We had
my gosh.
Ghost Rider,
yes,
man.
Yes, I think too, since Sydney asked that.
Most memorable,
Yes,
maybe as well.
I think Ghost Rider definitely was one I'd like to do again. That one was really fun. And yeah, I want to talk about when you want to get to that about memorable, because there were things that came up when we started doing reels and stuff, and so that one was a really cool one. It came out so well. It really did.
We also had Simon Ghost Riley.
Yes.
We had Ghost.
Yes, that one was really fun. That was another one that I had to do from a photograph because there were people that had done them. Like I think Lex did him, but she did him different. She did him a little bit different, and so I ended up doing him a very particular way, and that one came out really good. Yeah.
We did the Headless Horseman.
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was really cool. That was interesting, trying to get the illusion of like a part of a neck missing, and I got to keep working on that kind of stuff. Yeah.
We did the bottom half of the face and the neck burnt Deadpool. So as you guys know, the merc with the mouth was burnt, right? And he has, like all right, his skin's all, so he we did a rolled up mask, like we rolled it up to like right under the eyes, and we made it look like it, like she made it look like it had the creases, like the mask had been rolled up.
And that was actually from Jordan Hans, I think, or Hanz.
Jordan
Hans. I really love her work. And she was the one that created it, like when he went to Dupinder and he was like this, or when he went to someone else, and he was like showing his mask. So she showed it like pushed up or rolled up so that you see his burnt and like scarred face here, but then it's still the Deadpool like mask right here.
And I wore my white contacts as well, so it kind of worked with it.
Yeah.
But we also did Pennywise 2.0.
Yeah.
We did the stretched mask over the face and then bolted in at the temples.
And that was Alex Faction. So Alex Faction was somebody else that I found on YouTube that does a lot of really cool cosplays, makeup. So we did that one of his. There was Vampire Dracula that he did. We kind of did similar.
We did a vampire that turned. So it was like, we tried to do the Dracula vampire thing that guy did, and then it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, and then we just literally morphed it, and we mixed all of the like blood and paint and all that here, and we made it look like a vampire-esque creature that just got done feeding, and it looked really cool.
Yeah, so he's got some really cool ones. He does a lot of really cool like skull makeup. He's done a lot of that kind of stuff, so he's a really cool one to watch. So I really started watching a lot of YouTube tutorials to get better and better, and there's a few of them that I just really like. They each have a very specific style of what they do. I love Made You Look, Lex, love her. There's some people on Instagram we found that do the faster transitions, but we've kind of got ideas from them. So it's really
Oh,
cool to
FX Freak.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we
So,
love FX Freak. She's super
yes,
cool.
she's really cool. And then there's so there's Jordan, and then there's another gal. I think she goes by Only in Your Mind, and she's one who tends to do very much more of the illusion. So she actually did a Mrs. Potts. She actually has a certain way that she painted it, and she looks like Mrs. Potts from
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Yeah, so some of those things like I want to try, and it's really cool to like watch people do that and see if you can copy like what they do, and you just learn you get these skills from them.
So moving into November 2022, we dedicated the entire month to Johnny Depp.
Yep.
And we wanted to do Johnny Depp characters.
So of course all of you guys know, I don't know if it was early like spring or early summer or whatever, when he went through that whole court case with, the ex-wife and stuff. So we've always loved him as Jack Sparrow. And then of course my kids have known him in different movies. I've known him in different movies, but he's so iconic with his characters and how he can slip into the different roles. So I had told Oba, I said, I want to just do a Johnny Depp month. Just want to do that and pick a few. And I knew it was going to be a handful because we were literally doing all of October, November Johnny Depp, and then into December. Like it was going to be, a handful. And we did it. We pulled it off. And man, it was fun.
It was.
It was really fun. I definitely needed a break after that. I can say I needed a break for sure. Because there's a lot that goes into it, a lot that goes into the planning, a lot that goes into doing it and creating it because you want it to be right. But it was a lot of fun. And I think we picked about 7 or 8 of his iconic characters, made sure that we had the right type of costumes, that we could get the makeup, just right. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
So we ended up doing Rango.
Yeah.
The chameleon. We did Edward Scissorhands.
Yep.
We did Sweeney Todd, Barnabas Collins, Jack Sparrow. We did the Mad Hatter. So we love Johnny Depp, man.
Yeah.
We love Johnny Depp. Now, going into December 2022, we did our final rendition of The Grinch. We'll probably do The Grinch again this year. Mm-hmm. So we did Grinch 3.0. We did Peppermint King 2.0. We did that back in 2021, I believe it was. Either 2021 or 2020, something like that. But we did another Peppermint King in 2022. We did another Rudolph, another Snowman. We did Sandy Claus when I was playing Predecessor. Really, really, really cool stuff. And then going into 2023, because we did the 3 months back to back, we did the October, November, December in 2022. So we took like a 4.5 month break, and then we came back 2023 with Star Wars, because we did not do Star Wars in 2021, or we did not do it in 2022. So we did not do 2022, but we brought it back in 2023, and then we ended up doing a new Chewbacca, a new Boba Fett. We did a new Kylo Ren, a new Stormtrooper. We did a new C-3PO and R2-D2. We did the new Darth Maul, which Mama Wolf said it's like one of her favorites now. So we ended up doing a whole bunch of characters we've done before, characters we haven't done before, and a bunch of really, really cool stuff like that. So now, I got a couple of questions for you, and if you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to leave those for us in the comment section, in the live chat, or the Q&A on Spotify. We'd love to hear them. So now, what are your top 3 most memorable moments from these 3 years? Most memorable moments. Okay. The absolute most memorable moments of these 3 years doing cosplay.
Okay. All right. So, one. Okay. So do I only have 3? What if I have more than 3?
Okay, fine. 5.
As many as I want now.
Yeah,
okay.
However many.
Okay, so I'll kind of backtrack to...
You got to start in 2020.
2020, okay. So one super cool, memorable moment was having him look like Pennywise. And he looked really good. He really did. We didn't have like the big forehead like that. We didn't do that because that does require like a prosthetic or like that kind of thing. So what we just did was his face, and we did just kind of a like a cheapy type of wig. But anyways, I remember that I think, and you guys know this, those of you who are streamers and just in general, when you have different struggles you go through, something's not working or whatever. And I remember, I don't know if it was like halfway through or partway through or before he was going to go on, Obo was just really having a rough day. I don't know if he just wasn't sure how things were going to go, or, just sometimes your emotions get the best of you. And I remember just saying, you are in cosplay. You are going to go do this stream with your community who adores you. They're going to be here. And it's going to be amazing, right? And so, he's kind of feeling a little bit down, but, he likes the makeup. It looks good. And he gets on there. And then the next thing you know, all of a sudden, he's like playing a game with Carnage, Yappa, right?
Carnage and Kylo.
And Bearded Guys Gaming raids him. And they raid him with like 215 or...
It's like 163.
Or something. It was a huge amount. And they even dropped it like several gifted on him or something like that. And the cool part was that this was in October. And they were getting ready to raid. And they were talking about clowns. And then for some reason, he popped up. I don't know how they were looking for a clown. Somebody else found it. They found it.
They were playing Phasmophobia.
That's right.
As I was, and they wanted to raid in the Phasmophobia community.
Okay, and they were talking about clowns. Maybe like some people have fear of clowns or whatever. They were talking about clowns, and they found him playing Phasmophobia, and they were like, we've got to raid this guy. Holy crap, this guy is dressed like a clown. And so they came in there and like raided him, and it was just cool. And let me tell you what, I think when you're having a bad day and you're trying to do good and you're trying to be happy, and then something like that happens, it just knocks you for a loop. It's just like, what? And I remember watching him, and they raided him and getting to watch his reaction, and it's clipped. We've got his reaction that's been in several compilations. And I remember that like it was yesterday. What an awesome feeling to have been recognized for that, by such big streamers, right? And I think the cool thing is, I think that if, they're going to go about and they're going to do their stream and stuff, but I wonder if they'll always remember that, if they'll always remember, they're going back on stories of like, let's say someone's talking about cosplay or clowns. Oh yes, this smaller creator guy, we were playing Phasmophobia and he was dressed like a clown and we raided him and he was so grateful and so happy. Those are really super cool, memorable moments. Absolutely. Yeah. That year, I think I do have several really important, memorable moments because this is the first year that he came back. So it's actually, very memorable. Another one is when he was dressed as Beast. And I remember that he had just found out, and I think one of you guys alerted him, that he just had his 1,000th follower. 1,000 follower on Twitch. 1,000 followers. And he has a video of running around his room screaming 1,000 or 1K on Twitch. And he's just like, woo, like that. And he's just screaming and yelling and running around the room. It was a big deal. It really, really, really was a big deal. And at the end of that video, he tells you guys how much he loves this. And he goes, I want to meet a lady. Marry her, have kids, bring them on stream. And he's like, I want to do this when I'm 65. And he's telling this story as he looks like Beast from X-Men. And it's just super cool. So I want to make sure that we revisit those memories, to put those on social media, to share those, especially October coming up. Those are great, great memories. Another one that I want to say, I don't know why there are so many from that year, because there are a lot of memorable moments, but that year was the year that we had a surprise for you guys. And so I actually made him look like the white wolf. And so I actually did his face as a wolf. And then we had like, it was really makeshift, but we had like white fur and a jacket and stuff. And he came on and started howling and everything. And actually, also during a cut scene is when the chair is turned and I turn and it turns around and it's me. And that's where
It's Mama
that
Wolf,
comes from.
yo!
Sound effect.
Yep.
It's Mama Wolf, yo!
It's Mama Wolf, yo. So that's where I'm also dressed like a wolf, a female wolf. And I sit in the chair and I'm like, I'm taking over. And I was doing the stream. And then I made that thing. And then he turned that into the sound for my emo. So those were really, 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 really super cool moments for sure. And I think also in that year was when we did Jake Sully.
Yep.
And that was super memorable because that was Grandma Wolf's absolute favorite movie in the whole wide world.
So my grandma absolutely loved Avatar. Avatar, if you guys know Avatar, like the blue people go to Pandora, super tall, right? They got the beautiful forest and all that with the alien like creatures and all that. My grandma absolutely loved Avatar. It was her favorite movie. She watched it all the time. She probably watched it 30 times. She loved that movie so much. She knew it front to back to front, left to right, up and down. She knew every quote, word, everything. She knew everything about that movie. And I wanted to honor her and be Jake Sully. So I wanted to be the Avatar, and I got to take a picture with my grandma when I was in that cosplay, and we're both smiling. And my grandma is no longer with us, but it is a very wholesome moment that I will always cherish forever.
What was really cool was because at the old house we had a garage, and it had been converted, and we turned that into her apartment. So she was in her room, and I had come in, and she knew we were doing cosplays and we'd always come in and show her, and then we would put the stream on screen and she would watch him interacting with you guys and stuff, and I would type and say Grandma Wolf's watching, and you guys would be like, Grandma Wolf, hi. So anyways, we were like, well, I have something special for you. And he walks in dressed like the Avatar, Jake Sully, and her face was just like, oh my gosh. And she just was like in awe. It made her so happy. And those, moments like those, they're priceless. You can't put a price on them. You have to remember those things. They're just so important. It just makes you realize how much the cosplay really, really, really meant to her. Very much meant.
100%. She loved when I did Ghostface, and I did the ghost strawberries. They had my mom would always have the phone on, on the stream, and my grandma would hear me and she'd see me and she'd always laugh and get a kick out of the cosplay and the jokes.
The one reel that she laughed at every time was the first time we did the Peppermint King, and we did it to a sound where he's right by the Christmas tree and he's dressed normal. And he drops something and he bends down to pick it up and he comes back up as the Peppermint King. Every time I showed that reel to her, she laughed and laughed and laughed. She loved it. Yeah, she was very intrigued by the cosplay, and she just thought it was just the coolest thing ever. Yeah, so and I'm trying to think. So we talk about memorable moments, right? So that was really a big deal. I think, okay, some other memorable moments. So Ghost Rider. Okay, so two things with Ghost Rider. So Ghost Rider was followed after a gal who did the tutorial for herself. She did herself as Ghost Rider. And I remember commenting and letting her know that we did it. And I can't remember if I tagged her, because I think I did. I think I tagged her when we did the reel, because I wanted her to see that we did a rendition. and she commented, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, this is really good. You guys did a great job."
She was like, Halloween's coming or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, really good. And then another one of that same costume was really cool because there's a lady, and I don't know if you guys will know who she is, but she's a model, and she tends to do this very particular. She does a bunch of different transitions, but she honors different countries and wears their colors. Very high fashion clothing, but with the colors for that country. And she'll do it a lot of times to the song Desperado, that one where it goes Desperado, you know, that kind of song, right? And so she'll do it to that. And so what she'll do is she'll have the clothing, and it does the kind of whoa, whoa, whoa. And then she sets it down, and then she steps on it, right? And then she's in the clothing. So her transitions are like seamless. And then she'll like do this to her hat like that, or flick it, and then she'll walk off. Just so graceful and everything. So I tagged her because one of the things I wanted to do was, if I used a song they used, or something they did in their, like a transition, or if I used their makeup, I tagged them because I wanted to give honor to them, to say, hey, we did this. And so she commented, and she's got like, I mean, probably, I don't know if she has like 1 million followers, but she has a lot. And she was like, oh, this looks awesome. And she was like, you know, congratulations. And she was like, she made a really big deal about it. And those are really cool moments when somebody who is a very big influencer takes the time to recognize somebody. That's really cool. Very, very cool.
100%. 100%.
What about you? Do you have some specific memorable moments?
Oh man. Sebastian the Crab.
Oh yeah.
I was Sebastian the Crab when I was totally like botching the song, man. I was trying to sing the lyrics and I didn't know what the lyrics were. But I'm sitting there and I got these giant crab gloves on, and I'm going back and forth, and I'm like, I'm Sebastian the Crab. I got that one. I got let me see. Of course, the White Wolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we did the full White Wolf, we had a bunch of fur, like fully padding like my chest and my arms. We had gloves. I was wearing like a white shirt and white sweatpants. I had the ears, and at the time my hair was still like blonde, white, kind of platinum blonde. And we did the makeup, and it was very like, this is the first time we actually were the White Wolf. Memorable moments when we made the veggie tray.
Oh yeah.
We made the freaking spider bean dip and a scary Gary the horror dipped chocolate strawberries.
Yeah.
And then we had
Push Me to the Edge.
Yeah, we had the gingerbread cookies. We had the gingerbread cookies where we had like the ooze on it. I was like, yo, push me to the edge. Oh, in my head. Freaking just crazy. We had hilarious moments with like the different food and themes we did. Of course, memorable moments being Blood Hunt, when we created the cosplay from scratch.
Yep.
We were hyping this up for the release, and we were gonna have release date, and I was gonna be in full cosplay. Sister and I went out and we did a professional photo shoot, and we did that for the second one as well, and they came out so good.
That was the
devs
awesome.
like checked it out and they loved it.
Yeah.
I got multiple people that were saying that they thought it was like from a movie set, like it looked so good.
Yeah.
So a lot of memorable moments like that, and just the fact that we've been able to do this for 3 years.
And if you have that video in that song, that actually can go on. It can go on. Well, I don't remember how long it is, but it has to be, if it's under 15 seconds, you can put it.
I think it's
on,
like 32.
You might just have to like break it up, like part 1, part 2, but you can put it on. You can put it on Instagram if you use the song. And then you have to break it up. You could put it onto YouTube, and you could put it on Facebook. TikTok doesn't like.
Yeah.
But because they have that new music confirmation thing, but people need to be able to see that, because she did a great job.
She did
putting that together.
My sister made like a really cool video that she edited.
It was like to one of Journey songs or something.
It was the Stranger Things rendition of Journey's Separate Ways.
Yeah.
And she like timed the video and like the recording that we got from the first Blood Hunt photo shoot to that song. And it looked amazing. It looked really good. So yeah. But
that was really cool.
If there are no other questions, man, I think that's all we got today, man.
Did we answer all the questions?
Yeah, we got a lot of them. I think that's all we got. If we have no questions, man, if you guys do have any questions, please leave those in the live chat. Again, if you are watching this once it is a VOD, drop those in the comment section, and I will go back and I'll reply to those. If you guys have any cosplays you'd like to see, any cosplays that we had pop up over here that you guys liked, any cosplays that you guys have seen over the years we've been doing this, if you guys have been a part of the community for a long time, any cosplays you want to see in October or December.
Let us know which ones are your favorites.
Yeah, let us know which ones your favorites are.
Which ones were your favorites.
Let us know if you guys cosplay as well, man.
Yes.
And again, if you guys do want to be a part of our kick streams, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. PDT, and then Fridays. So tonight, 5 p.m. PDT, if you guys want to check it out, we are going to be playing some Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 4. Everybody's more than welcome to hop in, get some games, have fun. And also on Sundays, we stream on Twitch. Twitch name is Oborrok, Oborrok. Really appreciate you guys, man. Again, please be sure to show some love. Drop a follow, drop a sub to Mama Wolf. Her links are in the description down below as well, man. And thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting us talk about these stories, man. The point of the podcast, what we've wanted to do with the podcast, is be able to talk about things we're very passionate about and be able to talk about them in a larger light. Because sometimes, when we're gaming, we don't talk about it, like a little thing, like a little 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. But the majority of the focus is on the game or whatever we're doing in the moment. So it's been really, really cool to be able to talk about things that are very meaningful to us over these last X amount of years. Being in content creation, having a community, building a community, and doing the cosplay from scratch, and what Mama Wolf has learned, what I've learned, all these things, and it really has been amazing. So thank you guys for this journey. Thank you guys for your time. We appreciate you very much, and we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a great weekend. And I hope to see you guys on Kick tonight, man. Thank you very much for being here. We love you, and deuces, Wolfpack.
Deuces.